Om Shanti. This is the Avyakt Murli of 24th of February 1983, and the title is The Father, the Comforter of Hearts, Meeting the Beloved Children. Today, Baba has come to celebrate a special meeting with the children who maintain constant zeal and enthusiasm. Day and night, you just have the thought of celebrating a meeting. You do celebrate a meeting in the subtle form, but nevertheless, there is constantly the pure desire to celebrate a meeting in the corporeal form. You all continue to count the days till it will be your turn to meet Baba. This thought of every one of you children reaches Bap Dada, and Bap Dada continues to remember every one of you children in order to give you the response of that. This is why today Baba hasn't come to speak a Murli, but to fulfill your thought of celebrating a meeting. Some children have sweet complaints in their heart that they didn't have a meeting with Baba through words. Bap Dada also wants to meet each of you children to your heart's content. However, time and the medium have to be considered. In the subtle form, many can meet Baba at the same time for as long as they want, and there is no question of it being your turn in that. However, when it is the meeting through the corporeal body, in the corporeal world, everything has to be considered according to the corporeal world and the corporeal body. Is there a fixed day in the subtle region that such and such a group will meet on that day, or that you should come to meet Baba after an hour or half an hour? In the subtle region or the subtle body, that is yours and the Father's. There is no bondage of this. You are all experienced in celebrating a meeting in the subtle form, are you not? Even if you sit there for a whole day, no one would ask you to get up. Here, you are told, now go back, or now come to the front. However, both the forms of meeting are sweet. According to the drama, you double foreign children, and you children who live in this land have not been able to experience the practical form of sustenance through the corporeal form. Brahma Baba continues to remember all the children who have been searching for a long time and have now come and met Baba. Brahma Baba sings special praise of such long lost and now found children. You may have come late, but you still have the experience of the corporeal form through the subtle form. On the basis of such experiences, you say that you don't feel as though you haven't met the corporeal form. You have taken sustenance through the corporeal form and are even now receiving it. To experience the corporeal form through the subtle form is the practical proof of the love in your intellect. You feel as though you are seeing the corporeal form in the subtle form. You experience this, do you not? This is the proof of the sparkle of the children's intellect. It proves that the beloved children of the Father, the Comforter of hearts, are close to the Comforter of hearts. You are my beloved children, are you not? What song is constantly sung to the beloved? Wah Baba, Wah my Baba. Bap Dada remembers every child. Don't think that Baba remembered so and that you don't know whether he remembered you or not. Don't don't think he has more love for someone else and less love for you. No, just think about it. After 5,000 years, Bap Dada has found you children who had become separated. Therefore, all the children will receive the love that has accumulated over 5,000 years in just 5 to 6 years or in 10 to 12 years. Therefore, he gives you so much stock in such a short time. Only when he gives you the maximum is he able to give fully. The Father has such a stock of love for every child that love can never be reduced. Secondly, Bap Dada constantly sees the specialty of the children, even if the children sometimes play games of fluctuation under the influence of Maya. Nevertheless, Bap Dada sees every child with the vision that the child will overcome the obstacle that has come with love, become a special soul, and carry out a special task. He sees your form of love, even in the obstacle. So, how could this love be reduced? He constantly has the maximum love for every child, and every child is constantly elevated. Do you understand? Bap Dada meeting groups, New York. To belong to the Father means to become a special soul. From the moment you belong to the Father, you became the most elevated souls in the world, who are remembered as worthy of respect and worthy of worship. You are also seeing and hearing about your worthiness in terms of your respect and worship in the living form once again. Do you experience this? There is such a vast difference between Bharat and America, and yet the Father selected you from the different corners and brought you into the one garden. Who are all of you now? You are the spiritual roses of Allah's garden. It has to be said, such and such a country, but in fact, all of you are spiritual roses from the one garden who are sustained by the one Father. Now, do you feel that all of you belong to the one and that all of you are walking along the same path to the same destination? The Father is also pleased to see each one of you. The good wishes of all and the tireless love of everyone's service gave the visible fruit of everyone's determined thoughts. The zeal, enthusiasm, and cooperation from all directions have brought about a very good result. The sound from outside, abroad, will awaken the people of Bharat. This is why Bap Dada is congratulating you. Barbados. Bap Dada constantly shows you children the way to become number one children. No matter how late any of you have come, as you make progress, you can claim number one. You don't think whether you will have an elevated part or not, do you? You don't ask how you will be able to move forward, do you? Whether you are those who came late, whatever country or religion you belong to, whatever belief you have, all of you have the same full right. The Father is one, and so all of you have the same right. It is just a matter of courage and deep love. Never lose your courage, no matter how disheartened someone tries to make you, or whether someone says, I don't know what has happened to you, or where you became lost. Don't get caught up in their matters. After careful consideration, you made a firm bargain that you belong to the Father and the Father belongs to you. The Father considers every child to be a soul who has all rights. However much you want to take, there is no obstruction in this. None of the seats are booked as yet. All the seats are still empty. The vessel, city, has not yet been blown. And this is why, if you continue to maintain courage, the Father gives you multi-million-fold help. Canada, what is the basis of flying constantly in the flying stage? Being double light, you are the birds who are constantly flying, are you not? A flying bird is never bound to anyone. When they come down, they would be tied down in bondage. Therefore, always continue to fly up above. A flying bird means to be free from all bondage and to be liberated in life. Science also teaches the art of flying in Canada. So the residents of Canada are constantly flying birds. San Francisco, do all of you play your part while considering yourselves to be hero actors who play a special part in the world? Sometimes, Bap Dada is amazed when he hears the children say, sometimes. Since you have the constant company of the Father, you would also have constant remembrance of him. Who else other than the Father do you remember? You have experienced what you attained by remembering others and where that led you. Since you have already experienced this, what else can you remember except the Father? Have you experienced all relationships with the one Father? Or is there any relationship still missing? When you are able to experience all relationships with one, there is no need to go in any other direction. This is called one strength and one support. Acha, all of you made very good effort and brought special souls into contact. Those who cooperated in service will continue to receive the return of cooperation for many future births. The effort of one birth liberates you from effort for many births. You will not make any effort in the golden age. Bap Dada is pleased to see the children's courage and their awareness of being instruments. If you don't do everything as an instrument, there can be no result. Bap Dada meeting brothers and sisters who run Gita Pathshalas. Where does Bap Dada place those who are servers like himself? In the eyes. The eyes are the most subtle part of the body, and in the eyes too, the light of the eyes is the most subtle. It is just a point, isn't it? To be merged in the Father's eyes means to be extremely subtle, extremely loving, and extremely detached. This is what you experience, do you not? You have received a very good chance according to the drama. Why is it called a good chance? The busier you remain, you will accordingly become a conqueror of Maya. You have been given a very good way to remain busy. Service is the way to remain busy. When obstacles of Maya come at any time, you can put yourself right. When anyone who is to be served comes in front of you, and you serve that one. No matter what happens, you will prepare yourself to read the Murli. And while reading the Murli to that person, you yourself will also hear it. By serving others, you yourself also receive help. This is how you have received a very elevated method. One is to make your own effort, and the other is the means of cooperation for others. So that makes it double. You are looking after the responsibility of service while looking after your household, and so that is double benefit. You received the sovereignty from Buddha, the friend, while moving along the path. You have double attainment and double responsibility. However, while having double responsibility, consider yourself to be double light. Then worldly responsibility will not tire you because you are a trustee. How could a trustee have any tiredness? If you consider everything to be your household and your family, you would become tired. None of that belongs to you. So what burden is there? Do the Pandavas experience it to be a burden in their mundane interaction and mundane atmosphere? Do you have the intoxication of being totally loving and detached, a child and a master? The intoxication of being a master is unlimited. The unlimited intoxication will continue into the unlimited, whereas the limited intoxication will only continue for some time. Constantly remain aware of the unlimited intoxication of what the Father has given you. Bring the treasures He has given you in front of you and look at yourself and see whether you have become complete with all treasures. If not, then which treasure is missing? Why has that not been imbibed? Check yourself in this way and then imbibe it. What time is it now? The Father is elevated, the attainment is elevated, and you yourself are also elevated. Where everything is elevated, there is definitely attainment there. If everything is ordinary, then the attainment too is ordinary. Acha, blessing, may you be an immortal image who attains victory over all adverse situations with the method of spiritual progress. Just as you adopt many methods for the livelihood of your body, so too adopt a method for spiritual progress. For this, practice stabilizing in the stage of being an immortal image. Those who continue to move along while considering it themselves to be an immortal image, those who continue to move along while considering themselves to be an immortal image, a soul, are saved from untimely death and all problems. In order to remove worries and adverse situations from the mind, simply continue to remove the awareness of your old body. Slogan: those who repeatedly feel are oversensitive. Anything will fail the final paper. Om Shanti.